Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Can you do a quick intro?
On me first. I'm an AAK. I've got an independent garage in Whitstable, and I'm the LKQ ambassador.
I'm Andy Hamilton, CEO for LKQ Europe.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and talk to us. And firstly to you, we've heard a lot over the last few days about the pressures on independent garages and how that affects you as a business owner and your staff. Can you just tell us a bit about that?
I think there's massive pressures on at the moment as well. I mean, cars aren't getting any easier to fix. There's a massive, there's not a great pool of people to pull from, so that puts more pressures on the jobs. There's still the same amount of jobs, but if there's less people doing them, it makes it a lot harder. So seeing the stuff out here today, obviously being in touch with Ben, it's kind of talking about it, just actually saying it out loud, and then speaking to other garages, other brands and companies that we deal with, and they're saying the same issues, and kind of actually talking about it is probably the best thing.
Yeah, I think we talk a lot about the recruitment and bringing people into the industry, but do you think supporting people's health and well-being,
I think sometimes is kind of take a stop and look after the people that you've got and make sure that the house is good, and then look out, try and bring more people in. But yeah, it's sometimes you can spend too much time worrying about what's not happening, and need to kind of focus on what you've got.
And I think it's probably good that we mentioned that you were the inaugural winner of
I won the first ever Ben Award. I'm still very, takes pride of place on the garage.
Best award ever.
Best award ever, yeah.
Why wasn't I?
Because you don't own a garage, Andy.
Oh,
it's a tough one, but
right.
we'll do one specially for you.
Yeah, especially.
Andy, how, hearing Ant say that and other business owners, how important is it that you as a supplier and a business support the independent sector?
Yeah, we were talking earlier, and I know Ant wasn't here, but I mean, both from a UK perspective when I was here, but also at a European level, I'm saying the same thing now. Our sole responsibility is the preservation of the independent aftermarket. We don't...
Rude.
Especially that one.
Yes, yeah.
If we don't keep independent workshops and body shops operating and being able to deal with the rising complexity in technology and all the other issues, if there's no business, then we don't have a business. So it's incredibly important that we recognise the changes, the challenges, the requirements, and it's not always about products and features, it's about services, it's about training, it's business training and support, especially around tyre changing units.
Prime spot here.
And also, I mean, this whole conversation is around engaging with the customers, really understanding what Ant's challenges are in the business, where he sees it, and then what we can do to support.
Amazing. So what are you doing to do that? What practically is LKQ, and what, firstly to you, Andy, what are you doing in response to what you've heard? Yeah. And secondly, and what do you feel from LKQ as a partner, and why do you work with them?
Well, there's nothing like putting on the spot, is there? Because I might say something and then we'll see what Ant says.
What do you actually do?
So either fortunately or unfortunately, in my role capacity, I end up trying to influence 18 countries. So it's not always around a one-to-one relationship per country. I sit on the business strategy board for GIFA, which is obviously engaged a lot in Brussels. So I spend a lot of and then I've got other boards that I'm part of. So I spend quite a bit of my time understanding and challenging around regulation and legislation. We are involved in all of the latest regulatory changes that are happening in Brussels. I have teams on the ground in Brussels, and that takes up quite a bit of time. So that's, and why is that important? Because actually that's about the preservation of the independent. So when it's motor vehicle block exemption, that's just gone through a consultation. We're looking at type approval and the changes in type approval coming. We're looking at CERMI with the security access. And if I'm not tackling those issues at a European level for our customers, by the time it gets down to Ant in the UK, he may or may not be able to get access to a vehicle to be able to do the work.
Yeah.
And that changes the dynamics for him. So we're looking at it holistically. In the UK, we started the LKQ Academy a few years ago. We've now got that in 11 markets across Europe, which I'm pleased and proud to say, and we will continue to push that out. So it's getting that consistency in training. But on that platform, it's not just technical training, it's business training, it's business support. So everything I'm trying to do at a holistic level is to make sure we've got that consistent approach to support the independent aftermarket in each of the markets we operate.
Oh, that's a good answer.
He's done this before.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, from my side, looking in, the choice to come over to LKQ was it's just dealing with people. It wasn't. We never spoke about car parts. We never spoke. It was dealing with the people. And the first thing that really got me was, how can we help your company? It wasn't about we need to sell you this or we can do that or look at what we're doing. It was, how can we help you? And there's so many levels to LKQ that I've learned just being in, whether it's being just the people that actively want to help you. There's such great staff that we deal with on every level, and their message is really ingrained into the company. That's how I've felt in the last few months when I'm talking to people, whether they're on the phone, they're happy to help. What's your problem? What can we do to sort it out? But also the stuff that you don't realise, the stuff you're talking about there. A normal garage, I didn't know half this stuff that was going on. That they're fighting this battle for us, and we don't even know what's going on. And you're not sitting there waving a flag, going, "Look at what we're doing." You've got so many hats to wear. So one is thank you without blowing smoke up your ass, but also you don't realise that these things are going on. So yeah, we're concentrating on my staff and getting car parts, so the parts getting there on time. But also, you're not even thinking about, am I even going to be able to get these parts in 10 years' time? So yeah, they're kind of fighting that battle, and it's quite selfless, really. I mean, it's not selfless because it's business, but at the same time, it's not all about them. It's all been really about me, which is great for me.
It's all about you. It's always all about you.
It's always about you.
It's all about it. I think we've spoken a lot about doing the right things for the right reasons, and that seems to echo through that journey between LKQ Europe and then to the ground as an independent. Any advice you want to give anyone about health and well-being and how to look after their staff and how important that is?
I would say concentrate on what you've got, and instead of worrying about what you haven't got, look after who you have. You've got a responsibility, whether to yourself or if you have staff, you've got a responsibility to them. Talk about it. That is the biggest thing, I think. If you're not talking about it, if you have a problem and you don't tell anyone, no one can help you, whether that's at work or in your own personal life. If people don't know, they can't help you. That's the same thing with LKQ. You give them a problem, they can sort it out. They can tell you, but if you don't let them know, and that's a massive thing with Ben, is just telling people. And that most of the time, the same people, I ask a lot of stupid questions, but I think because people are worried about saying it, and ask a stupid question. It's probably not stupid.
It's probably not a stupid question.
I always say there's no such thing as a stupid question.
There you go.
I love a stupid question. You never know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so
very
much,
much.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. It's been really lovely to talk to you.
Thank you for having us.